4 Cleveland quarterbacks in action. We wouldn't show Snoop Huntley, but we'll show the other 3, including that guy. Sorry. 9 for 10 on the night, 71 yards and a tutty. He's going to make way for Dillon Gabriel up next. 2-minute situation before the half. Gabriel to Gage Larvadan. Coolest name in the game at the first down. So he'd make way for Shedeur Sanders. Playing in Cleveland for the first time as a quarterback for the Browns. Fans like, woohoo, we're so excited, yay. Post-game, check out this question.
I feel like you belong here on this team.
Obviously. I think overall as a player, I feel like I put in the work. I feel like everything I do, I try to do it to my best, and that's all I ask for. So I feel like everybody feels like, they should be on the team, and if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong, in their own eyes. So I feel like I do, but I'm my own player, I think about myself in a high regard, of course. So it's not my decision.
We welcome in Herm Edwards to break it all down. Okay, so Herm got a crowded quarterback room over there in Cleveland. You got Joe Flacco as the Week 1 starter. Now with the preseason wrapped, how should their quarterback depth chart shake out?
Well, Joe Flacco is the starter. We know that right away. I mean, his experience, they're going to try to get off to a fast start with Joe Flacco. And if you watch him in the preseason, it looks like Joe Flacco. Look, he's played a lot of football. He gets the ball out of his hand very quickly. You can see it right now. He's very accurate. But the thing I worry about with Joe Flacco is this. He can't move anymore. He's 40 years old. That could be a problem. Preseason games he's played in, he's been accurate. He scans the field. He gets rid of the ball very quickly. Shedeur all of a sudden has become a quarterback that's trying to make the big play and is hanging on to the ball too long. He took some bad sacks in this game, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks in a row now, he looks like a quarterback that doesn't know where to go with the ball.
Yeah, that was part of the knock on him in Colorado. He tried to do too much and hang on to the ball too long, and he was showing that in the last preseason game. All right, so Flacco's the starter for Week 1. Herm, hang tight. Help us break down another quarterback situation over there in New Orleans.
It was the final call for someone to separate themselves in the ground. That drive would also lead to a field goal. In 3 drives, Rattler goes 5 of 8, 43 yards. It would then be Tyler Shuck's turn. Third quarter's where he picks up the first down. See it on the replay, escaping the pressure, having the presence of mind to find his outlet, makes the score. 12-play drive. He finishes 5 drives in an impressive way. Final score, just a footnote. That is because Herm Edwards is back with us to discuss that Saints squad. Quite the conundrum that new head coach Kellen Moore finds himself in. Trying to decide between second-round pick Tyler Shuck and a second-year signal caller in Spencer Rattler, who started 6 games for the Saints last year. What are we to make of this entire quarterback situation, given that both of these cats have received substantial reps in the preseason?
Well, I think Kellen Moore, obviously, he played quarterback in the National Football League, but he also coached some good quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Prescott, Herbert. So, he has that to look at. Now he has 2 young quarterbacks, one that has been there and one that they drafted. And I think when you look at the preseason right now, Coach Kellen Moore, who does he feel comfortable with? And I think this could be week to week, according to how the quarterback's going to see South. It'll be interesting to see who he starts, and does that guy start for the rest of the year?
Yeah, it may not hold for all that long, because to your point, you might as well ride the hot hand, given how the preseason totals of completion percentage, sacks, touchdowns, all of those things are pretty much even between these two. So we'll see if that tough decision shakes out to be one that's permanent. Appreciate it as always, Coach.
How about them Cowboys? Brian Schottenheimer says he's going to meet with Micah Parsons about this, appearing to be sleeping on the medical table during the Falcons game Friday. Parsons, of course, has been beefing with Jerry Jones over contract negotiations, hasn't played this preseason. Today on Twitter, Parsons voiced approval for a post stating he was only on the table briefly, adding, "I'd never disrespect."
Last look at their quarterbacks before the regular season. Joe Flacco was already named starter and looked good in his tune-up, completing 9 of 10. Dillon Gabriel impresses well, throwing for 129 yards and a tub. But Shedeur Sanders struggled, completing just 3 passes and taking 5 sacks. So a lot going on. Let's see if Daniel Oyefusi can help us sort it all out.
The Browns put a bow on the preseason on Saturday, and now all attention turns to Tuesday's roster cut-down deadline. During the game, GM Andrew Berry said that keeping all 4 quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders, is, quote, not much of a decision for us. The Browns have already named Flacco the starter for Week 1, but when asked about naming a backup, Coach Kevin Stefanski said he's just not there yet. Pickett would give the team an experienced number 2, but owner Jimmy Haslam has already said it's important to evaluate Gabriel and Sanders ahead of the 2026 draft, when the Browns have 2 first-round picks. For now, the Browns will move forward with their present in Flacco, while their potential future waits in the background. From Cleveland, Daniel Oyefusi, ESPN.
So while Shedeur is busy fighting for a roster spot, Shiloh's evidently just fighting. The Tampa Bay safety got ejected from their preseason tilt against the Bills Saturday after a little skirmish in the second quarter. Buffalo tight end Zach Davidson. There's the punch, and there's the flag. That wound up being a subsequent ejection after.
Everybody feels like, they should be on the team. And if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong, and they own eyes. So I feel like I do, but I'm my own player. I think about myself in a high regard, of course. So it's not my decision. Yeah, I didn't know I was out.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was on the bike. I was powering up. I was powering up for that 2-minute drive because, that's just a situation every quarterback dreams for. That's many situations I've been in before, and I thought I was in. So then he told me I wasn't in, and I was like, oh.
Sanders, of course, disappointed to be pulled from the game before that final 2-minute drive. As we take a look at some of the notable performers, the quarterbacks in the Browns quarterback room. Joe Flacco, the starter, 9 of 10, 71 yards, a touchdown. Dillon Gabriel, gripping and ripping it, 129 yards and a touchdown. Shedeur Sanders, under pressure, 5 sacks, finished 3 of 6 for 14 yards on the day. Back here with CBS Sports NFL analyst Emory Hunt. Emory, let's just say this wasn't the best performance we've seen from Shedeur Sanders. It wasn't what he was hoping for. He was sacked not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4. It was 5 times, 5 sacks. That's a lot of time on the ground for the young quarterback. He completed just 3 of 6 passes, 14 yards, before being notably replaced by Tyler Huntley on the final drive of the game. This created a lot of post-game headlines. So what do you make, Emory, of that decision by Kevin Stefanski, who said not to read anything into it?
A lot of times with these coaches and coaches like Kevin Stefanski, it's ego over execution, it's plays over players. At the end of the day, you got to give this kid a shot to redeem himself. That's the beauty of being a rookie. You're going to go out there, you're going to struggle, you're going to have some success, you're going to struggle again, but you want to see them come out on the other side. Now, Shedeur had 5 sacks, 5 drives, just was trying to impress coaches, the fans, trying to live up to what Dillon Gabriel just put out there on the field. And Kevin Stefanski handled that situation and this